Hi everyone, my name is Peter. Thanks for joining me at Our Worship Sound, where we're making worship keyboard technique and technology easier. I want to show you some ways that you can add a little bit of character to your chord progressions by adding what we call passing chords. And these are chords that are going to be in between the other chords. So we're going to be working with this progression in the key of C, C, F, A minor, G, and then back to C. So a basic 1, 4, 6, 5 progression. The first way that you can add a passing chord is pretty simple, and that is if you have chords that are just 2 notes away, you can just play the chord in between. And this works really well if you're going from the 4 chord to the 6 chord. So for like A, F to A minor, just add the chord in between, which is G. And so I'm going to play the C, and then the F, add the G to the A minor. So I just slipped that G chord in there as a passing chord, and that works really well if you have, again, notes that are, chords that are just 2 notes apart. You can just play the chord in between. Now, I'm going to show you another tip here in just a second, but before we do that, let me talk about a couple things with passing chords that you want to think about. One is that if the rest of the band is playing the chart as it's written, don't go off and play passing chords and thinking it's going to sound good. You all need to be on the same page if you're adding extra chords. So either everybody plays it or you just stick to the chart. The second thing is you need a rhythm for these extra chords. And what works well is to play the passing chord 1 beat before the chord that you're going to. So the way I play this one is I played F, 2, 3, G, A minor, and I added the G right on that beat 4 right before the A chord. So that works really well most of the time, but be really clear about when you're gonna play that passing chord, how it fits into the rhythm. The second tip that I want to give you is to add a slash chord. Okay, and the way we're gonna figure out what slash chord works is we're gonna look at a bass note that will lead into the chord that we're going to. So let's say I want to add a slash chord before the F chord. The bass note that's going to lead into the F is E. So we're going to build a slash chord where E is in the left hand. And then as far as what to play in the right hand, what usually works is to make that bass note the middle note of the chord that you're playing in the right hand. So E is the middle note of a C chord. And so I'm going to play a slash chord that's C slash E. So C over E in the bass. So as I'm playing this progression, I'm going to play C, then the slash chord. Okay, so that works well. Another thing we can do in this chord progression is we can play a slash chord leading into the C when it comes around again. So again, let's figure out the bass note first. The bass note that's going to lead into C is B. B is the middle note of a G chord. So I'm going to play G in the right hand and B in the left hand, and that will lead into the C. So as I'm playing this progression, I'm going to play G, slash chord, C. This would also work if I were coming from, say, an A minor chord. I could play A minor, G slash B, and C. But again, that slash chord is always determined by what bass note is going to lead into the bass note for the next chord. Let's add these passing chords to this progression and play it again. So as you can hear, it adds some different character to the chord progression, maybe a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways in another video that's coming up, but I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.